Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast, your number one podcast for all things horror. I'm your host, Big Goobs, and of course, I'm joined, as always, by the man, the myth, the legend, my friend, Dakota DMB Horror. How are you today, man?
I'm doing good. I thank you for upgrading me to legend.
You got it, man. You are the legend. You just gotta with the legendary beard.
Legend of the Woods, probably.
Yeah, man. We are here for another week. We thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, drop a like, hit that bell notification. If you're listening to the audio version, 5 stars, drop a comment on Spotify. Let us know.
Follow, subscribe.
Follow, subscribe. We appreciate you guys being here. I'm a little off because we just went through a trilogy of brain rot that we're going to get into in a little while. So it's going to be an episode, but we appreciate you guys being here as always. All of our socials will be down below in the comment section. Follow us on our independent socials as well as right here. And we're just going to get right into it. What did we watch this week, man?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So
We're going to change up this week.
I have a few. I rewatched Scary Movie 2 randomly. It's still as unhinged as it was when it first came out. It may even be even more unhinged now than back then. So definitely ready for Scream 6 with the Wayans brothers getting the
You mean
right
Scary
back.
Movie 6?
Scary Movie 6.
You said Scream 6.
Same thing. No, I'm just kidding. Scary Movie 6 because the Wayans brothers having the IP back and the rights. I'm ready for it. Then, per your recommendation, I finally got around. It only took me 5 years. I finally watched Dune Part 1. Really good, really visually stunning. The performances, the sound design. It's Hans Zimmer, right? For Dune? Yeah. The sound design was incredible. Performances were great. It did kind of drag in the beginning for me, kind of setting everything up. It didn't quite grab me. But toward the ending 2/3, definitely got me. So I'll be looking forward to watching Dune Part 2 shortly. Don't know when, but it'll definitely be sooner than 5 years, that's for sure. Then I rewatched Hot Fuzz, one of my favorite Edgar Wright films. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. It's fucking an action comedy with like a serial killer plot in there, and it's just fantastic.
Did you watch after our discussion about Nick Frost the other night on the live?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just came across. It's funny. I was scrolling YouTube, and YouTube has a crap ton of free movies.
Oh, was it on there for free with ads?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got to watch it on there now.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it was on there, and then I clicked on the little account button. Dude, they have tons of free movies on there right now. So if you're looking for some entertainment on the cheap and don't want to deal with Tubi, shit, go on YouTube. They got a shit ton. And then we rounded it out with the Strangers Chapter 3 today. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. What about you?
Ooh, here we go. So I rewatched Doom Part 1 because one I recommended it to you, but Dad hasn't seen it, so I made him watch it.
Hell yeah.
I agree with you. I give it still 5 out of 5. I love that movie, but that movie you could tell is one half of a book, and it does take its time.
Yeah.
You don't get the action until, like you said, like 2/3 through the way of the movie. It's a lot of build and storytelling. It's kind of like a slow burn with a good payoff.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Definitely.
But then after that, I also watched Strangers Chapter 3, which we will get into that later. Then I watched the original Strangers for the first time, which I'm just going to say I love that movie. I'm going to go into more detail because where we're going to talk about the whole trilogy of the new ones. And then, of course, I rewatched Chapter 1 because I feel like my rating was just off, and I was right about that. But that is it for this week.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, it's been a kind of a slower week as far as watches.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we did watch the Super Bowl. Well, I watched about half of it. I kind of was in and out of it. The first half of the game was not entertaining at all. 9-0, and I'm just like, what are we doing here, man? Halftime show did rip, though.
I'm okay. I'm like, okay, this is slow down. I'm like, this is kind of entertaining, though. I'm like, it's not stopping. I'm like, Seattle's getting the ball down the field. I'm like, at least that's entertaining, especially with Kenneth Walker running the ball. I'm like, okay, that's actually really good.
Yeah, the Seahawks they were better on both sides of the ball before even like showing up to the game. You know, just statistically, they were better on the offense and defensive line. The only thing that I was wanting to see is if Sam Darnold could stand up to the pressure, and he delivered. So I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he got those demons off of him and, like, you know, was able to play through all them and make it happen. So we'll see. A lot of the Seahawks players are still under contract, so we'll see.
We'll talk about that once we get off. I will tell you all about that. I have been doing research, but one question right before we get into it, just a side tangent about this: which one is better, the Legion of Boom, which is Richard Sherman and all of them back from the early days, or the defense now, which they call the Dark Side?
Oh, this defense is hands down better, in my opinion. It's statistically, it's better.
I was telling my parents, if they had the D line like they do now, but the secondary like they did back then, that we wouldn't be not talking about Patrick Mahomes with Tom Brady right now. We would probably talk about Russell Wilson with Tom Brady.
Yeah, like, it's wild to think, but that defense is so good. And then Sam Darnold doing what he needed to do in the run game. And I'm surprised that the Patriots didn't keep the ball on the ground during the first half. Like, they kept trying to get it in Drake May's hands, but he was just getting bullied the whole time. And then they got too far behind to keep the damn running the ball, and just they were outmatched every aspect.
And this goes with the movies now. The trailers, we didn't get that much trailers this year. And I have a complaint. I've been thinking about this for years. Remember back in the day during the Super Bowl when they had the full trailer during the movie? And now it's just they show you like a big game spot, trailers online. That takes all the fun out of the whole entire thing.
Oh, 100%. Dude, the ads were terrible. It was too many damn crypto ads and gambling ads, and there was nothing that stood out. And the one that pissed me off the most, and the Minions 3 trailer.
Oh, Minions and Monsters?
Yeah, Minions and Monsters. Dude, they took our boys away. Kevin, Bob, like, what the fuck, man? Now we got
Steve.
Ed and Steve, you know, and now we got Ed and
Eddie?
No, I can't remember the other one's name. It was like Ed and just random other ones. Now, apparently this one's supposed to take they're supposed to take place in the early 20s of Hollywood, so at least it's going in a fresh direction.
It's
You know what
Kevin
I
and them's dad. We're
mean?
doing welcome to dairy. Let's go.
We're good. It's connected. But no, it was the ads were definitely not what I thought they would be. But I enjoyed the halftime show. That was fun. And just, yeah, it was kind of a weird Super Bowl. I think nobody, I think nobody other than Patriots and Seahawks fans wanted to see the game. You know what I mean?
And we got the new logo also now, which we'll have discussion about that after the pod also.
All right. Well, let's get on into some news because we got quite a little bit here. It looks like we have a new movie called Shredded, and it gets announced by Platinum Dunes. Now, I don't know anything about this one at all.
Oh, okay. Platinum Dunes is Michael Bay's production company. And we remember we had our discussion about the remakes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on our What Ifs podcast. We talked in depth about Michael Bay's production company. But this one is it just says this. I'm going to read what is on Bloody Disgusting. So this is where it came from. Platinum Dunes will push toxic gym culture to terrifying extremes and Shredded. Mortal Kombat actor Josh Alautzen is writing and directing the film, but described as an electric descent into diabolical mayhem where Brain proves far more value than Brawn.
That's hilarious.
I gotta look up who Josh Lawson is now. I have a feeling it's Johnny Cage for some reason from the OGs.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. They're making a toxic gym bro horror movie. I'm down. And it sounds like the gym bros.
No. It's fucking Kano for the new Mortal Kombat.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, they're getting another Michael Bay affiliated movie, so
I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, it sounds good, man. What we got next?
Oh, I was going to let... Oh, yeah, you went first. Sorry about that. Crawl 2 update, which I haven't seen Crawl 1. I think you have, right?
Yeah, dude. It's so good. Like, it is one of the better alligator crocodile, movies. I can't remember what it is. I think it's an alligator. Yeah, I can't remember, man. It's in Florida, You gotta, maybe. And I think Alexander Aja is, I think he is directing it. So, or something.
We will talk about that later in the news with this discussion. But Sam Raimi, I love how Sam Raimi's just like giving us a whole bunch of shit now after Send Help has been released and was in the pre-process of being released. But he tells the Wrapped, we've been trying to get a go from the studio, like you can do this movie. And they changed hands, so it's Paramount, of course. Paramount changed hands.
Yeah.
The new group that's coming in, they're interested in Crawl 2. I think it's the guy that took it over. That was the former person with Peter Safran for like the DCU.
Yeah.
That's who took Paramount over, especially the horror section.
Yeah.
But they're interested in Crawl 2. I've got a new hope to make it. Crawl 2 is supposed to be set in New York City.
Nice. Because I think that's where the original alligator took place from the 80s.
Oh,
was New York.
I've never seen that one.
It's a good one. It's super campy and cheesy, but it's good.
Okay.
So yeah, but shoot, give me all the croc movies. Give me all the fucking sharks, creature features. That's one of my favorite subgenres. So I'm excited for it. Same thing with this one. Speaking of creature features, Primate if you aren't able to get to the theaters to see it, don't worry. It will actually be hitting digital platforms on February 10th, which is, I believe, Thursday.
Today when the episode drops.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, it is right here for you. So, if you weren't able to see a chimpanzee slasher in theaters, you can see it at home because that's what this movie is. It is pure insanity and just a fucking blast.
Go watch it, then come watch our review.
Yep, because we did a whole breakdown of that movie.
So, fuck. The news up next. A City of Six, which this kind of intrigues me with this. We finally got the synopsis or plot of the movie. A trio of stalkers infiltrate a quiet suburb and force a new family into the astral plane, where they uncover a terrifying truth. The further is bleeding into the new world. So, is this, because I've only seen Insidious 1, is this the area where the lipstick demons at?
Yeah, they call it the further, and they astral project themselves into this fucking, dream world, and they go into the further, which I'll say this, the first 3 Insidiouses are great. The first 2 kind of stick with the original family and the further story and everything like that. The third one, that one's underrated. It's got some good scares. The ghost or whatever you want to call it is pretty fucking scary. Then The Last Key, not very good at all. And then The Red Door, just so I kind of lost my faith in this franchise, and especially with them bringing back God, I can't remember her name, the old lady.
Shay.
Yes, the old lady. Sorry, my
poor Shay.
Excuse me. But I'm horrible with names, man. But bringing her back, it just kind of feels like they're just trying to capitalize on everything. And
is this supposed to be another prequel though? Because she died in the first one.
Yeah, she literally got strangled in the first movie. So I don't know how they're gonna do it, but
are they rebooting it? That's the only question.
Oh God, yeah. You never know if they're gonna go that route. But it is what it is. I will see it. I won't go rush to the theater by any means, but it'll be one that I will go see out of nostalgia purposes for the franchise, just like I did with Conjuring 4.
No, we're not going to that movie. I enjoy it, but flying mirrors and dancing mirrors,
right?
They can stay over there.
Yeah. This is exciting news. I saw this a day or two ago, which the horror section picks up a new movie. It is a stripper slasher called Stiletto. And that is about on the 1-year anniversary of the brutal murder of an exotic dancer, a serial killer with a foot fetish stalks and kills his favorite dancers.
Okay, I didn't read the concept of foot fetish. This is a new thing. We haven't seen this in a horror movie.
So we saw it one time. Quentin Tarantino in Dusk Till Dawn sucks on Selma Hayek's feet.
Okay, I haven't seen that, and I don't know if I might skip that part. I don't know if I want.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for sure because he wrote that movie that specific part for him. He's like, "You will stick your foot in my mouth. You can't tell me You can't tell me otherwise, man."
It's like today I'm sucking toes.
Exactly, but yeah, I anything that the horror section is attached to, it already puts an excitement level for me because, of course, Jimmy and Stiggs and Dream Eater, I love both of them. They both made my top 10 last year, so just sign me up for this one. And I mean, the tags on here is slasher horror and splatter horror. So, and with the horror section in Eli Roth, we're gonna get some gnarly, brutal kills. We already know that. So, sign me up. Take my money.
Is that already made though?
It's in post production.
Oh, okay. I was because I'm like I haven't heard anything about this at all.
And I may or may not like feet. You never know.
Okay.
I was waiting for your reaction.
It don't got a release date though. That's the only thing.
Nah. All right, what we got, man?
Director. Oh, I was looking at the director real quick. He's the director of the Retaliators. One of the directors.
Oh yeah.
That is doing this. So
let's see.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for this now.
Yeah.
And plus I still got to watch his other 2 movies that he's produced.
Yeah.
But up next, oh yes. I knew we went in this order for a certain reason. Clayface. Sad, but I'm happy though. It's getting delayed to October 23rd, 2026. Which one? If you guys didn't know, I'm a big Batman fan. Batman Part 2 is one of my most anticipated movies of 2027. But before that, even though it's not going to be in the same universe, we're going to get Clayface. Mm-hmm. 1, this is a Batman villain, which I'm excited for. 2, this is directed by let me look that up real quick. But I know it's written by Mike Flanagan. And like we say, Flanagan can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
I know
who the director is. I just
is it James? Yeah, James Watkins.
Yeah.
Speak No Evil. No, Speak No Evil. Is it Speak No Evil?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. The American remake Speak No Evil, and also Eden Lake.
Yes, and The Woman in Black.
Did he do that one?
Yeah, have you seen that?
Oh yeah, Daniel
Radcliffe.
Daniel Harry Potter.
I love it, Daniel Harry Potter. Yes, but I'm excited for it. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. I am definitely looking forward to Clayface. I'm like I said, Mike Flanagan just signed me up. And so I'll be ready for that one. And looks like.
Well, I know having Goose got muted.
Oh man, my computer's freaking out. The next piece of news: M. Night Shyamalan's Remain gets delayed till February 5th, 2027. I may be dumb, but this isn't the collaboration story that he did with Nicholas Sparks, is it?
Yep.
Or is it? Yeah, okay. I didn't know the title of it. I knew he had the collaboration and he did the tour and like the little book tour and stuff with him, but I don't anything M. Night Shyamalan's gonna put out, I'll go see. I like him. I know he's a hit and miss for most people, but I like him.
Especially after last week that you learned that I like trap, so it's like, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm half and half because 1, this is technically not a horror movie; it's more science fiction type. I think it is, but we don't know the first. But it's M. Night, it's Jake Gyllenhaal, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
But up next, this is where I was going to tell you about Crawl 2. Alexandra Aja is actually going to be directing Under Paris 2. And this is the sequel to the shark movie, French shark movie that was dropped on Netflix 2 years ago now. I think it was back in 2024. So this is the point where I was telling groups, like, I don't know if Aja is going to do Crawl 2 because it depends how long he's going to do this and how fast they green light Crawl. So what do you think about this, Goose?
The first Under Paris, like it was slow, it was kind of boring, and then toward the end it picked up quite a bit. But they played it more as like a because it was a team of like what do you call those people? I forgot. They basically they track like trash in the ocean and like the environment in the ocean and stuff.
Oh, I forgot what that was.
I forgot what they're
called.
Oh,
like a marine biologist.
Yeah, and they focused more on like that, and then the shark was kind of the back end of it, and then they were supposed to do like some like triathlon race in this little fucking section of the water in France, and it was just kind of a little all over the place and kind of boring, but the end went pretty crazy. But that was
I haven't
it.
Seen it yet? I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's a typical Netflix type movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I heard was sharks going through the catacombs.
Yeah, but you know, I'll watch it. Like I said, I'll watch any shark movie. It can't be worse than freaking shark in a cornfield.
But it's Aja, though. That's the only thing that gives a hope.
Yeah, for sure. Because anything that I can't say anything, but a lot of the things that I've seen him do are fucking great. So,
what did he do? He done, of course, the movie that you was just watching right there before we got on. He does Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes,
2006.
Oh,
let me look it up real quick.
I know there's another one here.
He just got a movie that was just released last year, wasn't it? Or is it this year?
Yeah, why can't I think of his?
Crawl, High Tension, he done. Piranha.
Yeah, that's the one, High Tension. And the Piranha 3D, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Is it the first one? Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah. I swear he had a new movie come out this year.
He did Never Let Go.
Yeah, that was
2 years ago. Yeah. So he's done some good stuff.
Yeah, he's supposed to be directing Crawl too, he said. So
let's make it happen.
But oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're going next.
This next one, I saw briefly about it. One thing's for sure, I don't know much about this person. Charlie XCX, Millie Alcock, and Norman Reedus. I know who Norman Reedus is. Will star in a new Takashi Miike movie. Is it actually Takashi Miike? Or okay,
it's the one that we were talking about a couple of months ago that she's produced, that Charlie XCX is producing.
Yeah,
it's involved with him.
Okay, yeah, because I remember we talked about it, and I remember seeing the thing, and it was like a Takashi Miike style film or something, and I guess I read the headline wrong. But like I said, I don't know who Charlie XCX is. I don't. I know she's a musician or something, but I couldn't tell you anything else about her. Norman Reedus, I mean, I'll watch for him. I mean, he played in The Walking Dead. He Blade 2, you know, he's been in a lot of things. So I have no thoughts really. Takashi Miike is ridiculous though. I mean, he makes some gnarly films. Ichi the Killer. I don't know why I can't think of the other ones.
He done the original One Missed Call.
Yes, original. He did another one. Yes, that's the other one. So good director. We'll see where it goes from there.
So Charlie XCX is like one of the top British musicians, like pop.
Yeah.
Also American though, but she's from like over in the UK, but she's like known everywhere. Norman Reedus, like you said, he's in the Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead, a lot of well-known stuff. Do you know who Millie Alcock is? That's the question.
Nah.
Supergirl.
Okay.
So that's who that is. I want to know what he's going to do with all of them now.
I don't know.
This seems interesting because like Charlie XCX is a musician, but she's a real like big like film nerd like we are. And she is doing some other movies also. Like she just I think it's the Moment, I think it is that just released.
Mm-hmm.
And some other movies that she has with some horror. It looks like she's going to a lot of horror. She's gonna be in Faces of Death. She was the one that was watching the things on the computer.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's gonna be in that. So sign me up.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I'll like to get more information and synopsis and all that stuff when it comes out. So, or when it gets.
I watched some Takashi Miike films. I have never watched a Takashi Miike film before.
They're good. They are good.
So up next, Elizabeth Morset, which I like Elizabeth Morset, but she will star in the new Paul W.S. Anderson's remake of House of the Dead.
Oh, so it's not Milla Jovovich.
It's not though. Oh, who directed the first one? Uwe Boll?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not him either.
That original one was...
I looked up clips of it. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I ever want to watch this.
Yeah, so it's something else, man. It's bad. But if they could make it, because I mean the game itself is fucking fantastic. It's one of the best like shooters and zombie games out there. I remember playing at the arcade with the the foot pedal and all this other stuff. Like, and then they did this how long I've been playing the game. They ended up having a 4D arcade game. So like you would sit in the freaking whole cabinet, sit in there, and they would have breath on you and like on the back of your neck and like a full ass thing. So it was one of my favorite games. So I'm hoping that there could be some redemption on that.
Yeah, I have no clue about any of this. I haven't played the game. I haven't seen the movie. So
yeah, no, it's fun, man.
I'm going fresh right into this one.
There you go. This I'm actually excited for. Lawrence Fishburne joins the Exorcist cast, along with Scarlett Johansson and I can't remember the other person. Didn't they announce another person?
Diane Lane, and then Noah Jupe's little brother. And also, I looked this up. You know the guy who plays the bad guy in the first Doctor Strange. I'm not talking about Mads Mikkelsen. I'm talking about the other guy.
Yes, and I can never pronounce his name, and I always feel terrible.
He's also gonna be in it.
Yeah, he's so fucking good, dude. Yeah, he's so good. I'm gonna try. Chiwetel Ejiofor. He's so fucking good.
All that stuff he's in.
He's such a good actor. Oh my god. So I am down for that. This next piece, I want to pick your brain about it just a little bit.
Okay. A24 has won the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this will be written by J.T. Warner, who done Strange Darling, Strange Harvest, Strange Darling, and he wrote The Long Walk. And it will also be produced by Glenn Powell, which Twisters.
Chad Powers.
Everybody wants some Chad Powers. Just go with it. What's the one with
the Running Man? Oh, I don't know.
Oh fuck. Yeah, but the Running Man also.
Yeah.
And he's in that new one with Margaret Qualley.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that trailer?
Oh, I think so. I can't remember the name.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Okay. My question is, how do you like them going and the TV series direction?
I do like it. I do like it a lot. Because I think they can fix what they done wrong what Lionsgate done wrong with Leatherface. I think they could give a good backstory, breaking down the whole entire family, breaking down Leatherface, because they want to make a movie too. And I think they could do a prequel leading up to it. And if they want to do a remake of the first one, do it. And before anybody says, I do not want to see Glenn Powell as Leatherface. Glenn Powell is not starring in the scene at all. He has already said he's just producing it.
Yeah, he just, because he's from Texas and he has ties to that movie, the original, and then of course, like he wants to be a part of it because he's a fucking Texan, which I get it. So yeah, he's not going to be in any part of it. Don't worry. I remember that being the big thing. People were pissed off about why the hell is Glenn Powell trying to do it.
Do you think now, because the Michael Myers one is still on, I heard from Miramax, so this is going to be the third horror property now to get a TV show. Because we already got Chucky, but like third and like that's in development right now because we got Crystal Lake, we got the Halloween TV series, and we got this. Do you like it where they're doing these TV show type of things with these franchises besides more movies?
You know, I enjoy the TV show aspect because you can flush a lot more out. However, when it comes to, it's going to sound weird, I can connect and watch movies more than I can do TV shows. Like, I enjoy TV shows, but as far as, what I would rather watch, I'd rather watch movies, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to flesh out a story, you would want to go the TV route, the TV show route, because you have more screen time than a movie.
So this is another question because this goes right back off of another franchise that just made a TV show. How'd you feel about Welcome to Derry?
I enjoyed Welcome to Derry. I was always I was at least like an episode behind though throughout the whole thing. So but I enjoyed Welcome to Derry as a whole. I liked how they spaced things out. They didn't just rush to Pennywise. They had other forms of it. So I thought, it was done really well. And I feel like if you're wanting to get more of a backstory or what do you call it? Like a backstory of Leatherface in the family, a TV show is the way to go.
I could see
just throwing out another reboot. Sorry.
True. Sorry to interrupt you, rather. I was thinking that's because you were talking about Pennywise showing up so late in the series. What about if they do the same thing with Leatherface, though? I could rather have them like depict the family of like the grandpa of all the other Sawyers. Even get Chop Top in there if you want to.
Yeah.
But leave Leatherface right to the end, then that's when you can pick up this movie that if you want to.
See, that would be a good option because, if you're wanting to throw more information in regards to the Sawyers and everything like that, you could build a TV show around the family because everybody knows Leatherface. Everybody knows, his trauma and his torment and everything like that. They don't know anything. You don't really get a lot of information. My cat's fighting my blind. Sorry. You don't get a lot of backstory on the actual Sawyer family. The most is, in the original, it was like if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally off base here, but I believe the only thing really about the Sawyers is that they lost their job and they were kind of the backwoods kind of thing. And it kind of, because didn't they lose their, the meat factory, wasn't it? I think it was something. I think it was.
I don't know if that's the original. I know if that's part of the remake with the Hewitts.
Yeah, so there's bits and pieces of the story of the family, but there's not a lot of information. But we've had spin-offs and stories directly for Leatherface, so you kind of get more of his backstory already, but none of the actual family. So I guess the roundabout way is I like the way that they're handling it. And I'm curious to see what the banner of A24 does with this property. It's not normally it's not an A24 property that you would think of. You know what I mean? You think A24, you think of like your more quote unquote elevated horror and, more. Yeah, I guess the elevated horror is the word that they're using now. And not like a slasher movie, but I'm excited.
I think that's what they're going to do because I like how they've done the prequel thing with Welcome to Derry. They're going to do the prequel thing with Crystal Lake, which I'm excited for that. And the one thing I want them to do with this Halloween series, which I love Michael and everything, but Rob Zombie did this. The one good thing about this was give it a little, like, not backstory, but see like Loomis and Michael through his childhood. And if they'd done that with that TV series, I'm down for it. So I need more prequel series to build up stuff instead of giving us the same stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah, because we don't need another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie per se right now. We just had one in 2022, and there's enjoyable moments in that movie, but I don't think it's as bad as everybody says it is, but it's not on the level of, 2003 or anything like that.
Nope. So what we got next?
So next, Hell House LLC creator. I'm assuming you're speaking about Stephen Cognetti.
Yep.
All right. Will make a new movie, A Body in the Woods. Is it going to be found footage?
It's folk horror.
Folk horror. What the hell? So
with Emma Roberts starring.
Okay. So I have not watched Lineage yet. I still need to do that. However, 825 Forest Road, his standard narrative film, I did not prefer. That was a very big disappointment for me. I don't want to say if he's not doing a standard, which it doesn't sound like he is with Emma Roberts being a part of it. It sounds like it's going to be, your standard narrative and standard filmmaking. It leaves me less excited. I hate to say it that way, but I guess I'll have to see how I feel about Lineage before I make that statement. So I'll retract it for now. But we'll see.
So this is one more say for this. I think a lot of, like with you with 825 Forest Road, I've heard a lot of people say it. I feel like him doing found footage anywhere near found footage near regular film, like Lineage, a lot of people don't like because it was a found footage franchise before it made a standard movie. 825 Forest Road is found footage and it's combined. I think this is going to be different because there's no found footage based off of it. It's a folk horror movie. We could see what he does because I could see, because it's kind of like what Eggers does a little bit. Eggers brings this tension, suspense, scares with like dialogue, imagery, and all that stuff. And I think you could do that in a folk horror movie without just your generic, because that's the thing everyone likes about his found footage movies. There's no high jump scares and everything. It's the creepiness. It's like 825 Forest Road. When spoilers by the way, when that woman's on the camera doing like her dresses and the figure turns around, like that scared me. I had to turn my lights on. It's the imagery. It's not jump scares. The imagery of what he does. Yeah. And I think that's what he's going to really do in this movie.
Excuse me. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, I'm still going to get more information about it. I need to, like I said, watch Lineage and see kind of where his footing is when it comes to standard filmmaking and away from found footage. So I'll be keeping it on the list to keep an eye out for.
Okay.
What you got?
So up next we got popcorn bucket news. For Scream. For Scream 7. So, of course, if you guys see back here, this is the popcorn bucket from Scream 6 that I got for Ghostface. But I'm gonna go through each theater chain. Oh yeah, and Goobs has got it also. Yeah. I'm gonna go through each theater chain, tell you guys what they got, and let us know in the comments if you're gonna get it or not. So let's start with AMC first because that's like the big theater chain that everyone knows about with popcorn buckets. Yes. So first up, which I think because you have told everybody you're not going, but your wife is going to go. So I bet you she would get this popcorn bucket for you. It looks like it's going to be Ghostface coming out from behind the door with a knife. The popcorn will go at the top of it. I don't know if it's like voice automated or anything, but
yeah, she wants that for herself.
Oh, okay.
That's the one that she wants.
I think that's the only one they got. They might have something else, which I will talk about that later because there's some other theater chains that might do that one. But let's look up Regal next. Oh, I spelled Regal wrong, everybody. Put F's in the chat for me. Well, I love how they got the Regal logo. It has the slash through it right now. Yeah. First of all, before I even talk about the collectibles, if you guys like popcorn, which I think we all like popcorn, they're gonna have a ghost pepper popcorn at Regal. So that, but they got a Ghostface popcorn bucket with Ghostface in a display case with glass in front of it, which the popcorn will go in it around Ghostface. But then you can get your standard tin with a cup, which is all white with the Ghostface mask, and it looks like you get a little Ghostface at the top of it, just like sitting in a seat, kind of like how they've been doing a lot with their stuff.
Yeah.
But let's go with Cinemark real quick, which I think Cinemark could probably have some of the best stuff. First up for the it looks like we got several things. You got your standard tin, you got a cup, your standard cup, but with a little topper. It's gonna be a Ghostface figure that has a sound with it.
Oh,
like
nice.
You just mash a button. Then you're gonna have like a gripper cup, kind of like let me grab it real quick for y'all. Okay, I'm back. Like this for the like how the Black Phone 2 is. If you guys are not watching the video, you can come over here real quick and see this. So this is what the Black Phone 2 one looks like. It's gonna have Ghostface. It's gonna look like this. I'm gonna try to get this one if I can. But the popcorn bucket, it's going to be besides this one up here. It's gonna be has the Ghostface head, but it's gonna be a bust of Ghostface. So, and it has blood coming down his face. So, I really want that one to go with the collection. But then I'm gonna look up some non-big main theater chains.
I know Harkins, which is local to me. They have a whole like a plush that says multiple
things on it.
Things on it. I don't know if that's going to be anywhere else, but they're getting that.
Because yours is Harkins AMC, right?
Yeah, I have Harkins and AMC, yeah.
So this is for my theater. There's some in Florida, there's one in North Carolina. It's Epic Theaters. They're gonna have the plushie, the figure also that you can click on with the things. They're gonna have the popcorn bucket and the cup, and it looks like the cup is probably, I don't know if it's gonna have the button, but it's different Ghostface figures, which is cool. But then they're gonna have the Gripper Cup also. So if I can get a Cinemark, which the stuff for Cinemark drops when this episode's dropped. So if you guys want to go get your stuff, go get it today when you're listening to this episode. But they will have the Gripper Cup also for Ghostface Home. We'll try to get it there if I can't get it at Cinemark. But also, they're going to have this popcorn bucket right here.
Yeah.
But it's going to have blood splatter on it, which I don't like it because it's just a reused popcorn bucket from Scream 6, and you just go put some blood on it.
Yeah. Kind of a cop-out, it feels like.
Yeah. But that is it for all popcorn bucket news for Scream 7. So get your popcorn buckets if you want them.
Do it. Last piece of news, pretty sad, especially if you grew up in my childhood era. We all know Three Doors Down. Their frontman and founding member, Brad Arnold, passed away Sunday, I believe. Just a few days ago. Saturday. Just a few days ago. Lost, unfortunately, the battle with cancer. But, yeah, it was a big part of a lot of millennials' early childhood, that's for sure, with his music. So definitely sucks in regards to how it happened, and just fuck cancer. Cancer sucks.
Yeah, Mom called me on this. She called me while I was picking up food. Right after I saw Strangers Chapter 3. And she's like, Brad Arnold passed away, right? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, because me growing up with parents that was born in the 70s, I listened to a lot of older music, 90s, 80s, all that stuff. So
yeah,
I grew up from a very young age listening to Three Doors Down. And to just hear this, one is 47 years old.
Yeah.
Which, of course, like a lot of people like Goobs knows and stuff, like my uncle passed away last year. He's around that age, so it kind of hurts to know that somebody could pass away that young.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that it was cancer also, and how fast it went, it took him out, because he was just diagnosed this past May with stage 4 kidney cancer, and it's been less than a year, and he already passed away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, if it goes far enough, man, there's no coming back, unfortunately, because it's so rapid on how it can attack the body. But so, yeah, bummer for sure. Prayers to him and his family, and condolences, and just, we all know that the music won't, his voice won't ever die because of his music. So, but yeah, so that's it for all the news. We're gonna get into our main topic, the Strangers Trilogy by Rennie Harlan. Thank you guys for joining us. That's the episode we have for the Strangers Trilogy by Rennie Harlan. It was a great conversation. I was just messing. But stick around. I'm sure there'll be some crash outs from myself or Dakota or both. Who knows? Because this trilogy was something else.
I might not have Windows after this podcast episode.
Yeah. So I don't even know how we're gonna start this, but basically, we're gonna go through. I guess we'll just go through our. Yeah, I guess we'll go through. I want to ask a question, okay? And I'll answer the same question. What is your thoughts after finally finishing the trilogy? What are your thoughts about this?
Okay, Do you mean like be like totally honest with you?
Yeah, I want to hear the DMB honest truth there.
Okay, this is my thoughts after watching the original Strangers now. It's trash. It's fucking disgrace to this whole entire original movie. One with the chapter one, it's a remake, literally shot from shot. It's, to be honest, I was watching this Psycho, 1996. It's the same exact thing. They did it all wrong. I think what hurts it is you modernized it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that hurts it. I think having it back in 08 with the original, with everything that like one, it was the fucking Airbnb thing pissed me off. I'd rather be like a house thing. But of course, when we find out later on in the trilogy about this whole entire thing, and the backstory, they don't need a backstory. They never needed a backstory. I was watching that original, and to know like before, I'm like, oh shit, is this gonna ruin this for me? Because knowing that whole trilogy now, but watching it through and how the original carries itself, especially with the ending, I'm like, it's still it's terrifying because it's the line delivery.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I hate the remake because they say, oh yeah, you were here, but you figure out later on why. But it's like that don't help at all. When you watch the original and say you were home, and you get the context of like, what do you mean by that? But at the beginning of the original, they're going by house from house to see who is actually home in the truck, and that just makes it more terrifying because you could be the house, and these strangers can come and kill you. Chapter 2, though, I'm going a little bit piece by piece, just a little slight rant before I get into my full rant when we get into there. Chapter 2 didn't even need to be like even made.
No,
it's filler. It's a chase scene the whole entire time. Reshots after reshots of garbage. I didn't even know who Tamara was. Chapter 3 builds on what. No, I'll hold off on chapter 3 till we get to chapter 3.
All right. So my basic thoughts on the trilogy: one, it just didn't need to be made. You could have came up with a different idea with the similar kind of thoughts and not put the stranger's name on it, because especially with fans of the 2008, bringing this back up, it doesn't do anything. If anything, it takes away from your own thoughts on your storytelling, because there's no point to it. The best thing about the strangers was, that they were strangers. It was just a random act of violence, which those are always the scarier things. Just random acts of violence, no motive, no nothing, just pure evil. This, we have a backstory, and then an extra long chase scene that doesn't need to happen. There's no tense. There's no tense moments. There's nothing, because you know what's going to happen. You know she's going to survive. Excuse me. You know she's going to get to the end, and then it's just like, when we got to the end, I don't know. I'll give you my letterbox review for Strangers Chapter 3. And all I said in my letterbox review was audible fart noises. That's all I felt throughout this fucking movie. It's just a bunch of just a bunch of fart noises, because it just there's no need for this movie. But that's just the initial thoughts. How did you want to go about doing it? Did you want to go into just kind of go first, second, third, and just kind of?
Let's do that.
All right. And for the first two, for Strangers Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, I guess spoiler warnings now, because I think we're just going to go through them.
Yeah.
Because they've been out for a little while. Then, of course, Strangers Chapter 3, I'll give a little spoiler warning, if anything. I mean,
we can get our reviews first for that, then we can go into that.
But, yeah.
But before we get into that, because everyone knows how we're going to break the episode down now, the rest of the episode with the spoilers and everything, I will give some backstory real quick, because the first one is based on true events, and it's not actual story of let me see the characters' names, and it's James and Kristen. There's no real people named James and Kristen in real life. This is the original Strangers was based off 2 true crime cases. One was I'm sorry if I get this wrong, it's the Keedy cabin murders that happened in 1981, which I think was 4 family members that got murdered back in 1981 in Keedy, California. And also the other part, which is infamous with the whole Strangers thing, Charles Manson's family killing Sharon Tate, and was it her lover at the time, or was it her husband?
I can't remember the exact dynamic.
It might be her husband at the time. But it was the whole predicament. That's what it's based off of. But a lot of people know. I didn't even know. I thought it was just based off the Manson murders. I didn't know it was based off the other thing, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know the actual true events of the 2008. It tells you, hey, these are based off true events. I wasn't sure which ones it was. But even if it wasn't based off true events, the fact that the Strangers, like that it was such the 2008 version, of course, was such a unique and raw portrayal of a home invasion. You know what I mean? There was no rhyme or reason. They were just doing it, and how they portrayed it with multiple tent shots. I will still remember in the first one when she's standing in the kitchen and
that shit got me.
Dude, it gets me every fucking time when the scarecrow mask guy is standing right there, Sackhead, just standing there, and you're just like, holy shit, don't turn around. You know what I mean? You're just begging for Liv Tyler not to turn around. It just
can't tell you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you go, because there's one thing I picked up in that movie, and it makes it more terrifying than ever.
It just has these moments of tension that make you look over your shoulder, make you look at every window to make sure that they're locked. It just has this raw feeling, and these characters, like the director himself for the first one, basically was like, hey, we're gonna do some shit and you're not gonna know that we're gonna do it. And like when they were in the studio, it was like in a warehouse kind of thing with the bedroom setting, so everything was loud and just echoey and banging, and they didn't tell her nothing. They kind of pulled like a
Blair Witch Project,
Shelley Duvall type thing, you know what I mean? Just total mental warfare on Liv Tyler. Didn't tell her much. They just said, hey, we're going to do this, and you're not going to know anything about it. So it just had this raw reaction because she was actually fucking scared,
I thought there was one scene when something happened. It's the door knock. It's when she's standing there and you just hear that door pound and you can see her jump. And I'm like, oh shit, that's gotta be raw. I'm thinking there's no way that she can act with a jump scare like that. I'm thinking this is so real. But if you want to talk about sound design of this movie or some sound, there was one point when she's sitting at the front steps. I think it's already after they took Scott Speedman, and she's sitting there and she's looking in the woods because I think Sackhead's already inside.
Yeah,
because that's who pulls her inside. One of the girls is laughing in the woods, and it's like you don't know it, but it's very subtle.
yeah,
And I watch this with like my PlayStation headset on, cranked all the way up, and hearing that, and her looking in the woods, and I think this helps this because because I'm gonna go into Strangers Chapter 1 now with this. I think whatever they shot this on, the film grain helped it a lot because it was dark, it was blurry, it was kind of like makes you uncomfortable. And to have that, because it's the wood shots and it has like an orange tint to it, and just to make that with how that is, and this, there's so many things real quick. I'm gonna go back and forward with this that they done right in the original, wrong with this one. One was that the wood shots. This movie looks too clean. The new one does. So it looks too clean. The music choices, though. Do you want to talk about terrifying? I'm gonna give you a needle drop, especially as a fan country music. When Merle Haggard's song came on, when his friend's walking through the house.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, when he walks into the house and you see one of the girls walking up through the shadow of the walkway, one, terrifying, but mixed with that music, I don't know why it should not make you scared, but the way they had it through that and during that scene just made it even more intense. It's just the music design, the sound design, but they don't do it with this. Like the needle drops are cool in this one, but it don't make you terrified.
No, not at all. I'm just, because it's fresh in my brain from today, the music choices in chapter 3 pissed me off.
I don't know. I did like one music choice that we were talking about that.
I can't remember the fucking name. Like I said, when I left chapter 3, I was just like, what are we doing? But we'll get to that. Yeah. Going into, by the way, they shot the 2008 on 35 millimeter Fuji film.
Okay.
So it definitely shows as far as I think digital and, the digital film and stuff like that is cool for like these blockbuster type movies. But I really enjoy, especially in horror movies, when you get the ones that are done on film, the Jimmy and Stiggs, even like the Sinisters, and when Scott Derrickson did Black Phone 2, you know what I mean? Like, it just gives an extra sense of dread and tension when there's like the graininess that you're looking at, and you're just kind of like, oh shit, it makes you kind of focus more a little bit on the screen, knowing that and knowing that something could jump out at you, but you're just sitting there going like, that's why Sinister has some of the fucking best jump scares, because when they go on that film and you're just like looking, and then boom, there it is. It's such an effective, scary movie. Chapter 1, it just didn't do that. It had no sense of, and I think why it messed the whole thing up is that they fully announced that it was going to be a trilogy straight from the start. What they should have done is kept that shit secret. Kept the trilogy part secret. Because if you were going into it and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, we're going to get another one. well, now I need to know kind of what's going to happen on that one. It would leave a little bit of extra curiosity. But I know a lot of people have the same sentiment. When you know it's a trilogy and Madeline Pesh is your final girl, nothing's going to happen to her. And whatever does happen to her isn't going to be the end all be all, because we know that she's going to be to the end. So that kind of, they didn't need to put that it was going to be a trilogy right off the bat. That was something that they did that I felt worked against them.
And I think they should have announced that was coming out the same year for all three of them, because that's what hurt them off the bat also.
Yeah. And sorry. I don't know if it was Rennie Harlan himself or if it was the studio or whatnot, but they're like, this movie is meant to be watched in congruency and in order and at the same time. Why the fuck did you make it a trilogy? Like, if it's supposed to be watched from start to finish, just make a movie from start to finish. You don't need these long drawn out chase scenes with no implications, like no actual serious implications on it, because we already know there's going to be two more movies. You know what I mean?
You know who was a real big thing on that, and I think it's after Chapter 2, Madeline Pesh. She wants a full. She wants it now, but I think she kind of wished it was a full movie, because I think she's realizing it's hurting the movie. That, and I think it's also probably gonna hurt her career a little bit, because everyone's gonna be watching this. They'll be like, "Oh, what the hell we're gonna do then?"
Yeah, because I've never acted a day in my life, but I feel like if you have a movie that you do and you're going through and you do it and you start to do the second one after your first one is going and people are just saying it's shit, it's going to affect the next performance instead the next performance. You know what I mean? Because
what's sad is they filmed all of these at one time.
Oh, they had them all
filmed
done
all at one time. But the problem is they're going to release them in 1 year, so it never affected her. Yeah. But no, they drawed it out for 2 years, so now it's like these studios are looking at all three of these movies. And to be honest, there's 2 people out of this whole entire trilogy that I think has the 3. But one is already like grounded, like what he can do in acting. But 2 up and comers is her and the guy who plays Sackhead. I think is the best 2.
I have my thoughts on Mr. Sackhead.
The actor or just the
character. The character, and like the portrayal of him, especially in the third one. Like I said, we'll get there.
I rewatched the first one because there's some subtle hints in the first one of why he acts the way he does in the third.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? I felt like in this, especially in the first one and going through, I felt like there was no ambiguity with these characters. It was like you tried to make Madeline Pesh look like she was going crazy and second guessing herself, but you made the fucking people that are the strangers so fucking obvious. You know what I mean? Like the diner chick, fucking the waitress, then the fucking guy who plays Sackhead the whole time. You wrote him to basically have a big sign on his head, "I'm one of the killers," the whole time. Like I don't know if that was intentional. Like they basically gave you everything on a silver platter through this movie. And I'm an idiot when it comes to figuring out whodunits and stuff like that, because I don't normally try to figure out who it is. I try to enjoy the movie and kind of pick up on things as they happen. But this one was like, here they are. Here they are. because the way they talk, how they move, how the camera works on them, it was just like, these are who the killers are. And it kind of took every sense of mystery and honestly fear, in my opinion. It just, there were too many choices that I didn't feel were good. Not that I know what could have been better, but it just, the whole trilogy just doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, I'm gonna give some backstory for this whole entire thing before we get in chapter 1. Before all the leaks happened for chapter 2, there's supposed to be 4 killers. That's what the main goal was, to have 4 killers. Which I don't know if what we got in chapter 3 was the 4th killer, but I think there was supposed to be somebody else. And I could see who it might be. But we're going to go straight in chapter 1. So spoiler warning, of course, if you guys haven't watched it yet. If you guys want to watch it, it's available right now on Stars. So you can get a free subscription right now through Prime for chapter 1 and chapter 2. But you guys have to see chapter 3 in theaters. So this is what I picked up real quick before we break into a lot of stuff in that movie. The person who took them to the Airbnb was the waitress, which was one of the killers. So they knew exactly where they were going to be at.
Yeah.
You only saw Richard Brake in this movie for 1 minute. No, one scene. That was it. But this is why, and I'm just going to say this, how this links to 3, but not just say links. The girl who's the waitress kills the boyfriend, right? Ryan. Sackhead, or Scarecrow, which I like to call him Sackhead instead, stabs Madeline Pesh, which is a foreshadow of kind of what some events happen in chapter 3, which I picked up on that. But that's about the 2 only things. It's just this movie is literally a shot-for-shot remake of the first one. It's just all pointless.
Yeah. Because you can do a shot-for-shot, remake and have it be decent. Like, how can you go ahead.
I think horror movies need to watch non-horror movies and take notes, because I've seen 2 horror movies now do shot-for-shot remakes, and this is Psycho. They're horrible.
Yeah. There's
How to Train Your Dragon was the perfect example of how you take a animated movie, turn it to live action with a shot-for-shot, and do it perfect.
Yeah. Because there's another shot-for-shot remake. I can't remember what year, but
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, yeah. And dude, that was terrible too. I'm like, how do you do a shot-for-shot remake and it not be good if the first one is good? But like I said, I felt like if Rennie Harlan wanted to tell this story, he could have told it without bringing the Strangers IP with it. And I feel like it would have had a better response, because early 2000s horror lived so close to a lot of horror fans' hearts my age, and even older than myself, that when this came out, it was just like it was doomed to fail. You know what I mean? Like that choice itself to put the Stranger's name on it and proceed to do what they did, you were setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. Just because of how beloved early 2000s horror is.
Yeah, especially like during that time. Another thing I just thought of, there is one shot-for-shot remake that's actually really damn good, which I haven't seen, but a lot of people say it's good. And this is where I'm going to get to the point of, I think people are doing it wrong. This is what I'm going to say. How to Train Your Dragon, same director for both movies. That's why it's so good. Mm-hmm. The horror movie I'm talking about is Funny Games. Michael Haneke done both of them. I think it's the director. Look, take off all the examples. The Strangers, the original guy didn't touch anything with this. It's Rennie Harlan, which I think Rennie Harlan's not a good director also. Like, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 is good. It's not the best, though. Craven done way better.
Yeah.
And the guy who ever done 3 done better with that. Eli Roth done Cabin Fever. Didn't even have nothing to do with the remake. And of course, Alfred Hitchcock was not alive around when Gus Van Sant was doing Psycho, which I think Gus Van Sant, that's his only horror movie. Which I don't know why he would want to do that at the time. But it's, if you look at these directors like Roth, perfect example, brutal, everything. That's why he good at Hitchcock is the master of suspense. That's why he was good at this. And I think that director at the time for The Strangers did, he just made a good movie. He caught like lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
And ran with it.
And I feel like that was the perfect story to kind of tell. Now, Pray at Night had nothing to do with the original one. I know you haven't seen that one yet, but
it's a sequel, though, it says. Because the director wrote the script for Pray at Night for the original.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the sequel to the original Strangers.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Which I don't know.
I think it
why.
had this. Go ahead.
I don't know why they did, because it looks. This is what it says. Following the shutdown of the people that came out with Pray at Night, plans for future installments were demolished. In August 2022, producer Roy Lee announced plans for 3 films to enter production, which began in September in the same year as Lionsgate. In 2022 September, director Rennie Harlan was announced to be directing all 3 of the trilogy, which, that's the thing. Someone else saw this, and Rennie Harlan just came in.
Yeah.
Production started in, they even filmed this in the United States. They filmed this over in Russia in them, which, to be honest, to show on location was actually pretty good for it. But it's just how the clean, like you said, the filming on digital. They should just have filmed on film if they wanted to. And of course, Madeline Pesh in November was announced as the lead, and Forey Guzu, I don't know how to say his last name, but the guy who played Ryan.
Yeah. 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 Chapter 1, it left very, knowing that there was going to be a second one, it left nothing to be desired. And then whenever the feedback came back and they started doing reshoots and stuff like that, because I'm trying to think of the other, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we've had movies that go through reshoots and come out on the other side as, okay, those reshoots were worth it. You know,
do Sinners have reshoots?
I can't remember, to be honest. I'm trying to think of ones that had a lot of let me look at public reshoots and stuff, but it's not horror. But the Suicide Squad, the first one that came out, they did a bunch of reshoots and all this stuff after the studio got involved in what's his name, Josh Whedon, is that his name?
Oh yes, Josh. Well, you talk about not Suicide Squad. You talk about Justice League.
Well, Justice League was bad, but the
David Ayers.
Yeah, that Suicide Squad went through a bunch of reshoots and all this stuff because they wanted to lighten it up and make it, more of a comedic thing and whatnot, and they ended up ruining the movie. this one they did reshoots. I'm wondering if the first cut was better than the reshoots, because the reshoots made this one not any better at all either.
So what I've learned is the very ending, when you learn about Tamra, is the reshoot, which I think is stupid.
That's not, nobody cared who Tamra was.
No, that's what makes the first thing terrifying.
Yeah, nobody cared. And then even in Pray at Night, there's no like, you get the thing, but they're in a mobile home park. They're in a trailer park, and it's the same killers, but the family is totally different. So I'm sure that's why it's a direct sequel, because of the three killers, obviously the same three killers. But it had nothing like the original victims with Liv Tyler and I forgot the other guy's name. It has nothing, that was their own story, and then these are the next victims. So it's like, it's not playing off of the original victims, if that makes sense. It's the same, it's a sequel, but it's not a continuation of the same like victim thing, just like this one being a trilogy of the same people, all that stuff. And fun fact, Johannes Roberts did Pray at Night, and he also did Primate. So he just knows how to make a good movie.
So this is what I want to also say, which I think they messed up with this trilogy, is the design of the Strangers. The original one, which I liked the both of the female designs. What I really like is Sackhead's design. It's a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
It looks like a normal business guy. And he does it also looks like that in Pray at Night. This looks like a dude who would like go chop some wood in the woods and just put a sack on his head afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I forgot about that. The design difference. And
and the toboggans. I hate the toboggans on both of the girls in the remakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Chapter 2, I think we're pretty good on chapter 1, because like I said, it's just the same damn movie, just done less, or just done worse. But chapter 2, this movie was absolutely not needed. You could have had her woke up in the fucking in the hospital, have a little scuffle, and still play out the end with the her getting in the ambulance and then killing. Spoiler for chapter 2. Sorry, getting in the ambulance and killing the pinup girl. Was it pinup? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Killing the pinup girl, and then do chapter 3 right there. You didn't need the whole extra fucking CGI boar chase, and you tied that together because they had the fucking pig as a pet when they were kids, and then like it was just unnecessary.
The only part of chapter 2 that after watching chapter 3 now, which I've kind of enjoy, was because it goes along with chapter 3. It's the story of, and we learn about in this one a little bit, how they kill outside the town.
Yeah.
And of course, we figure out like Goop said, they show us who Sackhead is, like right there in the, especially in the second trailer. Dude has a smiley face tattoo right on his neck.
Like, and it bothered me, and I'm gonna go into another thing that bothered me into the third one, but and it kind of goes in the second one. In the second one, yeah, it showed it in the trailer, and it's like they're trying to gaslight the audience and think that we're stupid, that we can't pick up who the fucking killers are. and that, oh, it's Madeline Pesh is fucking, she's going crazy, like when she was in the in the
car.
Yeah, in the car with them, and she's freaking out and doing this, and grabs a knife and jumps out. It's like, are you really trying to fucking make me think that these motherfuckers aren't the goddamn killer? Like, is that what you're trying to do? Because it's not working. We know who he is. Like,
Which I believed. I thought all of them were in the car with all the killers, though. That's what I believed.
Yeah. And I can see that as far as the to try to give you a little bit of a little bit of ambiguous kind of characters, and like, oh, is that actually going to be somebody, or you know what I mean? But they just gave it to us the whole way. And I understand that a lot of people don't want a lot of nuance and that sort of thing throughout certain movies, but this was one that you could have. This is where you want all the nuance. You want little clues and little breadcrumbs to see who the killer is, if that's what your main goal is, to try to show who these killers are and go through their backstory. And it was almost like they tried to make you feel sorry for the strangers. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. There's nothing that you could say to me that would make me feel sorry for them because of what they're doing. You know what I mean? It just felt like there was a lot of playing on our intelligence right in our face as the audience throughout this, especially the second one.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. Because, like you said, because if you think about, though, with the original script being 4 killers, I could see them being the people in the car.
Yeah.
Because that's how I get with the trailer. And of course, I think they just changed up the whole entire thing once it got leaked. And let's be like, let's do the waitress. And I don't even have a fucking clue. I might know. Is it the other waitress that's in the diner? That's the other chick.
Trying to read.
That's like telling like Richard breaking them like when they're talking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the other one.
Because we get more Richard breaking this than the first one.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. But yeah, Strangers Chapter 2 was just a bunch of filler, a long drawn out chase scene, or a chase scene, she gets away, nothing happens. Another chase scene, she gets away, nothing happens. Then the final third chase scene, when she finally gets out of the hospital and gets in the ambulance and stuff, then she ends up killing the freaking pinup girl after she crashes the ambulance and everything like that. And then there's the ending where he's holding her, and you're like, and then the to be continued comes on, and you're just like, for me at least, I'm going, I couldn't tell you what they were trying to come up with or why they were trying to tell the story of the strangers, because I don't know whose idea that was, but there was no need for it. And I think this is the least well-received horror trilogy that I've ever seen come out. You know what I mean? There has not been any type of, and I don't want to sound like mean or anything like that. I have not had listen to one person who had a good review about this movie make any points that I agree with. Like, oh, this movie's about this and this. I don't see it. And I feel like a lot of our friends and who have seen it, even the non-casual, even the casual moviegoers, are going, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And it baffles me that all of this got filmed, got written, got filmed, got, edited, sound design, everything. You put that first one out and you still think we're just going to do some reshoots and it'll be fine. And then you give us this weird ass, she was jealous of another girl, so she killed a girl as a fucking kid, and then it makes no sense. I'm sure take a shot every time I say this trilogy makes no sense. Because what I really want to talk about is because I had hopes for the third one to kind of tie up some reasoning of why they were doing what they were doing. But there was just nothing. What you got anything else to say about chapter 2?
I'm gonna say this. Once we get to the house where all the friends are there to the very end, besides the whole entire thing of we learn about Tamara's fucking game of just in a schoolyard from when all the friends are killed to the whole chasing and when the pinup girl's killed. I thought that was pretty it got me like caught into the movie of like, okay, we're getting somewhere, like there's some actions not chasing. But then once you figure out like that whole entire thing, which was a reshoot, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, why is this? Because it shows like you already knew by the first one that they loved each other. You didn't put explanation of like why and like why is like who Tamara is.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have just done like love out of trauma or love out of whatever. They didn't have to. I didn't have to know that she killed a fucking random girl on the playground because she kissed the guy that she liked. And then now they have this, like, no pun intended, blood bond and whatnot that now they're together forever in a murderous
Smiley face. I fucking hate the smiley face. Sorry to cut you off when they draw the smiley face with the blood.
Yeah, it's dumb. There's no significance to it. There's none at all. And yeah, when they get to the house, I get where you're coming from. You definitely, this is where they could have had some sort of acting and story progression. But lo and behold, nope, we're gonna chase you again. we're gonna show up behind. You're gonna have one stranger trying to come through the door. You're gonna lock it and block it, and then all of a sudden the next one's right behind you. It's just the trilogy gave me a headache with all the decisions that they put in there.
So I'll let you go first with your spoiler-free review before we get into spoilers for chapter 3.
All right. Non-spoilers. So with Strangers chapter 3, I will say that there were some decent blood and gore. It did go the hardest out of all the other two, which I was kind of surprised that they went that direction. There were some certain scenes where I was like, well, damn, I didn't think they were going to go and do that, because the other two were kind of pretty tamed per se, but this one kind of tried to get a little violent, tried to get a little bloody. Nothing really was brought that to this movie that changed my opinion on the franchise as a whole. Madeline Pesh did the best she could in regards to trying to bring this script to life and, have a decent attempt at a movie. Richard Brake is always good. I enjoy Richard Brake. I will say this is the one movie that I'm sad he's attached to, just because. um, but yeah, I don't have any. There were some cool shot scenes or shot sequences in this one. Um, there's a particular scene that we'll get into, later on that had some pretty good moments. But all in all, it was an unnecessary finale of a trilogy. I feel like it was the best cohesive story in the trilogy, because like I said, the first one just a straight rehash of the 2008. The second one just filler, no real plot other than to get to the ending. And this ending had, I feel like, the best attempt at a story. And I didn't have a lot of good things to say about it, but that at least had its, I feel like chapter 3 had its best vision of what it wanted to be. Still don't understand it. Still don't understand the choices, but I feel like that's what they had. So I guess that's my spoiler-free review. Not very insightful, but didn't have a lot to work with.
Okay. So for Strangers Chapter 3, I was optimistic on this one. I thought there could be some hope. They done, like I said, the ending of the second one, they did some good stuff before the flashback scene. But with that the flashback scene, there was some curiosity that I had of like what made these two go from little kids killing this girl to what they are now. And there were some good flashback moments in this movie, and there were some awful flashback moments in this movie. This movie kind of left you with more questions than answers, which we will discuss about that at the end of this, after we talk about chapter 3. This is Madeline Petsch's best performance, I think, out of this whole entire trilogy. The guy who plays Sackhead, which his name is what's his name? Let me look up his name. It's gonna bother me unless if I do it. Oh, Gregory. I think I like Goobs. I want to let Goobs talk about his thoughts about what Gregory was doing this. I thought Gregory, what he was doing this, there was a lot of different things in this, and I was explaining about that in the spoiler part.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, this movie is just lackluster all over. They don't know what they want. They think they're going to, but I'm not 100% sure because of some stuff I've heard that if they want to end it or not.
Yeah.
I felt like, yeah, I'm just going to rather if there's, I could go into. It's a lot more you gotta dig into spoilers with this, to explain your full thoughts than from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially from my side, like you did really good explaining like non-spoiler wise, but me, it's like there's so much stuff I want to talk about, and it's absolutely spoilers.
All right. Yeah, no, for sure. So right now we're going to get into the spoiler part of Strangers Chapter 3. So if you haven't seen it and you want to go see it, by all means, this wouldn't be one that I would say run out and do it. But if you don't want to hear the spoilers and want to wait for the movie, definitely more power to you. But we're going to jump into the spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Dakota.
So I'm going to start with these flashback scenes. The first scene of when we get the woman in the hotel and they kill her. I'm like, oh, it starts that way. I'm like, fucking let's go. I'm thinking, if this does this no entire movie. it's good that it does not. Damn, this is what pisses me off. You have Richard Brake in this trilogy. To have him as Gregory's dad, which we all fucking knew that he was Gregory's dad probably by the time the second movie happened. The one flashback scene I wish they could do really good on. I thought they did really good. I just wish they elaborate on it. Is how the second girl got into the group of it's Gregory and the waitress. I don't even fucking know her name. When they're probably 15, 14 years old, and they're in front of this gas station, and they're just watching couples just like walk out because they have like a urge of like killing now. And of course, the rule is, oh, you can do killing, but just not in the county. You can do outside of the county.
Yeah,
like people that don't live in the county. I'm like, okay, so we're just like saying murder's good now. I'm thinking, oh well, shit. Then, this movie's like, don't do murder. That's what I'm saying. But this movie's like, yeah, do murder. Yeah, don't listen to this movie. But it's the scene of when she's like, okay, I'm fucking bored, and she goes inside the gas station and she's looking for food, and that dude walks up to her. First off, dude, this girl's a minor. What the fuck are you doing? And his girlfriend walks up. I'm thinking, oh fuck. I'm thinking, are these two gonna get into it? Then she walks out and Gregory sees both of them. And she's like, oh yeah, this dude's a dick. He tried to flirt with me, and his girlfriend's not gonna. And you can kind of see on Gregory's face that it kind of pisses him off because, of course, that's his girlfriend. And you got fucking weirdo over here trying to hit up on her.
Yeah.
Once they get to the hotel room, though, and they open the door and they sit there, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, what happened? Because you don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
And they just look, and she's just sitting there, and her boyfriend's dead. And they look at each other. I'm thinking, okay, you need to elaborate on this. I'm like, I want some details on this. I'm like, you got a good setup right here. I'm like, you need details. And nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. When it came to they killed at the end, you get the flashbacks of them of her killing the other little girl, and then for him, and they do the smiley face thing. Now it flashes. Now you're in there, and you have them in court, and then you see, oh, yep, Richard Brake is his dad officially, yada yada. Which, like Dakota said, you kind of could have figured that from damn near the first freaking movie. But then all of a sudden, it was like all of a sudden now they have just this thirst for killing. Like, what?
They're like Michael Myers.
Yeah, you just have this thirst for killing and whatnot, and there's nothing behind it other than they just want to kill. So they kill that random. He does his first kill with that random hiker or fisherman or something like that in the woods. Gets him with. I think
they live in the town too.
Yeah, they lived in the town, and they did that. They did his first one, and then that's when they called Richard Brake, and were like, "Hey, we need your help." And that's when they decided, "Hey, you got to get that shit out of the thing." And then that's when it goes the gas station scene and everything. And they, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but room 24 is synonymous with everything. And I think that's where they found, I think it's synonymous because that's where they found the third person, the blonde chick,
That's what I was thinking also.
And because at the beginning of the movie, when she's like, do you know how to get to this downtown? And she checks in and gets room 24. And then, of course, she ends up getting got. And then they have this like
getting got.
and then they have this like awkward, like dark romance kind of shit happening with, like, after they killed that person, they had like the media, they started like kissing and whatnot. Well, not really, because they both had their masks on, which whatever. but they kind of had it as it was kind of like a kink for them. You know what I mean? It was just, it felt kind of weird. I was like, is this where we're going with this? They're trying to make this into like a romance, a serial killer stranger romance type entry. And then after the flashbacks and everything, you get to that church scene where they're in that abandoned church with Madeline Pesh running. And then you have Sackhead literally having a conversation with her. It's like, dude, you were just trying to kill her 2 seconds ago, and she killed your girl. But now you want to have a shot of bourbon with her and talk to her about, life. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And that's when I started to feel like they're gaslighting us, trying to feel for this guy. You know what I mean? You're trying to give us more of this, like, this is what happened. Like, what are we doing? Mind you, she was running from him the whole time. And then now she wants to stop and have a drink with him. The decisions were just, and they were talking. I can't exactly remember the full details, but it's like, and then they go through this whole thing. And, her sister's coming to Portland to try to find her, that, all this other shit. It was just kind of like, it was a whole nother movie in this fucking trilogy. I know I didn't word it right, but this was like a brand new movie inside this trilogy, if that makes sense. There were so many different angles that they were trying to piece together to make it fit the main storyline. You had the courtroom thing, and then him growing up as a fucking murderer with the girl. Then they found their third person, and then it's like, then they have the romantic side of things, and then they flash back to present time after she's dead. And then they're trying to like recruit Madeline Pesh to be the third stranger. You were just trying to kill her 2 minutes ago. And now you want her to be with you to be the third person? That makes no sense in any stretch of the imagination. One, why would she do it? Two, why would you want her to be the third person? Especially if somebody fucking killed my, childhood lover, whatever, current partner. The last thing I want to do is fucking team up with that person. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me on those levels. You know what I mean?
I got some thoughts.
All right.
So, if you don't understand that, let me pause it. Not pause. I'm sorry, guys. If you hear me echo, and let me know down in the comments. I don't know what's happening to the audio today. The whole, you don't understand why he wants her to join. Shout out Cody Leach with this one. I didn't think of this until he said this. Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. That's true. Trying to play. Yeah, I could see that.
But also, after watching chapter 1 again today, this is why I said this happens. He stabs her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pulls her hair back, which I'm like, dude, getting freaky up in here, first of all. But he wipes her tear off her eye. I'm wondering, since he met her right there, has he had feelings for her the whole entire damn time? And once, even though he's still like the other one, it's kind of like you have your main lover, but you have your side chick. Now his main lover's dead, and so he could bring his side chick on.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. I mean, the Stockholm Syndrome thing, I guess, definitely could work in that situation. You've already fucking traumatized this person for so long, and like she's the victim. Hey, it might work. So I get that. I didn't put that in to my thought process, because I'm just sitting there looking at the screen going, what in the hell, man?
And the talk they had in the church. Oh, wait,
yeah.
You can finish real quick.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I like the talk in the church because he's trying to make like kind of like goody with her, but it's kind of say he's like, oh yeah, you killed my girlfriend, but she's like, well, you killed my boyfriend though. No, you didn't kill my boyfriend, but she's like, oh yeah, well, she killed my boyfriend though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. And that's where when I said it's like challenging our it's like making us, you think your audience is stupid. You know what I mean? These types of decisions, it's like you're challenging our intelligence here, because none of the shit that you're putting on screen makes any sense of how this story should be going. You know what I mean? At least in my eyes. But then also, this movie was what, like an hour and 25 minutes or something like that? Like,
yeah.
It felt like the movie was 20 minutes to me.
To be honest, yes. Because I got a story about that real quick.
It went by so fast. I started and I'm just like, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden it was just like, that's it? And I was like, that was the whole movie. You mean to tell me that chapter 2 drug on with long chase sequences and unnecessary stuff? Because I felt every minute of chapter 2.
I did too.
But chapter 3, I'm like, okay. And I don't know if it was because we were looking for that conclusion and like we were looking for.
Did you watch the first part in the theater?
Huh?
Did you watch part 1 in the theater?
No.
I wonder if that's the thing also. If we actually watch chapter 3 in the theater, it may go quicker.
Yeah, maybe. Because I watched chapter 1 and 2 at home. And then, of course, 3 in the theater. And it just, like I said, it just flew fucking by. And I was like, what the hell? And because I felt like they were trying to tie so many different things up. And then I get what you're saying. You kind of have more questions after this one than answers.
So, this is how it is. I would not recommend this. So, I had 6 other people in there with me, right? Granddaughter, grandmother at the bottom. They get up during the movie. They head out. I'm like, okay. The movie must suck to them really bad. Go and leave. I would not say this. I pulled out my phone slightly just to see what time it was. Just to see the runtime, right? To tell you guys on here. I would not advocate pulling your phone out during the movie. That's the worst thing ever. But it's 56 minutes into the movie, right? I'm like, fuck, we got 30 minutes left in the movie. I'm thinking, damn, this thing's flying by. I'm like, but going through my head, I'm like, why is there 30 minutes left and you want to leave?
Yeah.
Plot twist, though. They missed the most important part at the end, and they came back like 10 minutes later. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing now? You go no half the damn movie.
Yeah.
But this did feel like it flew by very, very quick.
Yeah, because then there was the little segment in the story, where it was after the church scene when they
the morgue scene.
Yeah, when they caught her and they put her in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And then because she got in Richard Brake's car, the cop car, and then she took it, and then this bitch can't drive, by the way. She's crashed every fucking car that she tried to take in this.
Why you think Ryan drove there to
like, God, fuck. Like, you have crashed every car that you've taken. to get out of the situation. And then she gets thrown in the back of the truck next to the dead body of the pinup girl.
You see the tattoo on her also.
Yeah. Then they go to that little wood shop thing, and that part was pretty cool with the wood chipper, and that bitch just fucking going right in.
Fucking CGI though.
Yeah, but I like the sound effects that it had. That was pretty cool.
Oh yes. All that shit. It's fucking gnarly. But I want to say this real quick. That there's one segment in this movie that pisses me off the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking sister and the brother-in-law.
Oh yeah, that was where I was getting to. When you get, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, yeah, I was gonna mention that.
No, you can go. Yeah, you can more elaborate. That just pissed me off so bad.
Because, excuse me, because yeah, you get the part where they're like, I'm like, oh shit, they're actually gonna like put her through the meat grinder. He's actually gonna fucking kill her. And to be honest, I forgot what happened after they put that. I forgot what happened, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I know, right? It's bad that I just seen it.
I think it's the morgue. I think they go to the morgue.
Yeah. And then you got Richard Brake, and then then they go into the then it flashes to the diner and everybody's eating, and that's when the brother-in-law and sister show up. And he's got like the picture and he's walking around.
That was so cringe. Have you seen this girl? I'm like, shut your ass up.
I know, and they're both, talking, him and the detective and whatnot, or deputy, and then the one waitress was like, "Oh yeah, no, she did something, or she was here, or I think she made a comment," and then she was out back smoking a cigarette, and she walked up to her, and then nothing happened after that fucking conversation. Like nothing came from it. I think they mentioned something about the wood shed, or the where they took and dismembered the one body, because they ended up being over there.
Yeah.
But before then, that's when Richard Brake was talking to the deputy in the fucking morgue, and stabbed him up in the face, because we all knew he was crooked from the very beginning. You can't tell me.
Can I say this? This confused me with the scene of the sheriff's like, "Oh yeah, I know it's Gregory, and he must not know why. He must know the thing of like Gregory can only kill out of town, and they were in town people." Mm-hmm. But then Richard Brake said all she had to do was fucking die, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, you just knew that he's killing people out of town.
Right.
But why is she not dead? It's like, does he not? I don't understand it. It's like, did he not know that he's Richard Brake's son? Or did he not know that Richard Brake was on it? It was so confusing right there during that scene.
Yeah. It was like he knew, but he didn't know. And that's why he had to fucking stab him in the face with that drill.
And that was CGI too. Once I saw that going, because I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then that's when they put the mask on her, and they want her to go, because they didn't put her through the fucking wood chipper, and then they go into that same hotel, room 24, and then that's when you see the moment that happened in the trailer, him bust in there, fucking throw that bitch in the wall, and then get the dude, and then what really pissed me off, and I don't
say it.
When they tied that couple up, and he's over there whacking the fucking boyfriend or husband of the couple, and he's whacking him with the fucking axe. She turns and kills the other chick, like stabs her square in the stomach, and then starts bashing her head on the fucking ground. Dude, that guy's back is turned to you the whole time. Fucking stab one way, get it out, and then stab him. Like this, we all know how it ends. We know how it ends, so it all comes back then. But it's like, You stab this chick like in the gut and you start just bashing her head on the freaking floor while this guy literally could easily just turn around and kill you. Like, I don't know if she thought that he was already in love with her and she was safe at this point. She was just like playing along and she could do whatever, she wanted to do. But then he gets her up and gets the knife and, puts it in the wife or whatever. And they do it together, like romantically. He's behind her, guiding her hand into the thing, which I didn't understand, like these like romantic elements that they threw in there. Like that was not needed whatsoever. There didn't need to be this. They didn't need to have this like weird sexual tension between. Because I'll tell you what, the last thing that I'm gonna be after somebody's tried to kill me is horny toward that person. Just saying. You know what I mean?
It's like, fuck you, bitch.
If somebody tried to kill me and I've been running for, days at this point, the last thing I want to do or act like I want to do is fucking try to fuck that person. So it was just a weird added bit of storyline.
I just thought of something that's priceless. Right before he stabs her in the first one, she's like, fuck you. And he stabs her, he's like, oh, you want to fuck me? And he just goes to the whole entire trilogy and be like, man, she want to fuck me. Let me do everything I can to get her.
I don't remember that. That's funny. Because I didn't go back and rewatch the first one. I was like, I'm not subjecting myself to it again, but that's funny. Yeah. And like I said, I felt like this whole third chapter, they were trying to get us to root for them to be together or something, because
even from the poster.
Yeah, the poster where they're like doing the little face kissing thing before, but it's just like it didn't make any sense. And it was just kind of a stupid choice among a plethora of other stupid choices they made throughout this film. And then you get the end where they're, in that lit room in there, and they kind of have like the confession, and she sees all the pictures and all his what would you call that? Oh God, I can't remember his totem with all the pictures and the girl and his girlfriend and whatnot. Yeah, that they see that, and then they have another conversation, and then, like I said, you had this like awkward, really like unnecessary moment of sexual tension. And I know it was used to play into him getting close enough and feeling vulnerable so she could take advantage and fucking kill him, which she did. Which, whatever. Very anticlimactic. Very just...
I don't know. I got worried. I'm like, oh, fuck. Are we going to see something that we never saw before?
Yeah. And then I get what you're saying about the fourth movie, because when she's walking out, she has the sackhead mask in her hand, and she kept it. Kind of reminds you of like
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just like, well, are you gonna end it, or are you gonna fucking come out and say, oh, never mind? Dude, mind you, real quick, this movie only made like $3.5-4 million this weekend.
But you also got to think the other movies that what they made to add in on it. If they made enough with all three, they could make a fourth.
Dude, if they make a fourth, I will personally write Rennie Harlan a note and just spit in it and send it to him.
To be honest, just fix it. Get Johan Roberts back in the chair.
You know, because
Johan.
Yeah. Dude, because this movie just straight up just bad. And so my overall, and forgive me, Dakota, for this, my overall, go ahead.
We didn't even talk about how when she goes and it's the sister, they got a sister trap because they killed their like bodyguard dude.
Oh,
and then
I forget.
Her husband. But dude, she doesn't do this is how stupid these people are in this movie. The sister could kick Sackhead dude, right? Jumped out of the way, and Madeline Pesh could ram him in the truck. No, she watches as her sister gets. I don't know what the hell happens. I heard like a swoosh of the axe. I don't know if she got killed.
I don't know if he.
And this is what pisses me off. She takes her sister. She's driving into town. Has the fucking idiotic idea of turning back around to go kill Gregory after he lets you go. But this is what pissed me off. I've been thinking about this. She kills Gregory, right? She walks by the truck as she keeps on walking. She's just going to leave your sister back there?
I mean, she would have crashed the car anyway. She would have crashed the car anyway.
I don't know. She does. She must watch Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift before, because that big ass U-turn she had in the road looked perfect.
Yeah, but if I could put into one word or one sound that this movie is, and how it represents and how I feel about this movie, it's this. Ready? Did you hear that?
Yes.
just a wet fart. just a wet fart of a trilogy. I just can't. None of it was cohesive. None of it made sense. None of it was needed. But fingers crossed that thank God it's over.
Maybe. But the one word to describe mine would be trash. And it's not the type of trash that's fresh. It's the type of trash that has been sitting there for a week.
This
water, in the hot ass sun, when it's in the middle of the summer in July, just sitting there.
You got that hot garbage juice.
Yeah,
hot garbage juice, man. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about the trilogy and whatnot. Fuck it.
Fuck this trilogy.
Yeah, fuck this trilogy. If we're gonna rank them, I'll go.
We're doing the whole franchise, also, by the way.
Okay, so if we're gonna do the whole trilogy, right? We're gonna go from least to best. Strangers Chapter 2, Strangers Chapter 1, Strangers Chapter 3, Pray at Night, and then the original.
Okay, for me, I haven't seen Pray at Night, but when I will post the rankings on our social medias, I will probably have watched Pray at Night by then, so I will add it into it. So stay tuned to the social medias, guys. Like Goop said at the beginning, follow all of them. But this is how this goes. In 5th place, I got Strangers Chapter 2. In 4th place, I got Strangers Chapter 3. Not 4th place. 4th place is Chapter 2. 3rd place is Chapter 3.
Yeah.
2nd place is Chapter 1. And the 1st place is the first one. I think the first Chapter 1's just above them all because it's what it does in the first one, but it does it poorly, but it's got some of those things still from the first one that I like about it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it, definitely. Yeah, but all in all, I honestly think that this trilogy will be the worst choice that Rennie Harlan has made in filmmaking.
Oh no, we're about to see what happens in Deep Waters.
Yeah, true. But anything else to close out on the Strangers Trilogy?
Nah.
All right. Well, guys, if you've stuck with us throughout our grievances of this franchise here, we thank you as always. We love you guys.
Wait.
Oh,
Recommendations.
Yeah. Let's end this on a better note here, shall we? Let's get a movie.
Can I go into my recommendations real quick and tell you why I don't watch them this week? One, after we talked about about the Smash Machine, I decided not to probably watch that right now.
Yeah.
I also look, Scary Movie is not considered a horror movie. It's a spoof of a horror movie, so it's a comedy.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I'll give you another one that's considered
so
more
this non-horror or horror for your first choice for me.
You know what? I'm trying to see what's available on streaming, so we don't gotta go out and.
Okay, you me throw you at my choices at you.
Throw me yours.
Non-horror. You already know where this is going. Doom Part 2 for your watch this week.
Yeah.
For your horror movies, though, have you seen Night of the Reaper?
Yes.
On Shudder. Okay. Let me look this up and see if this is streaming anywhere. If it's streaming, I will tell you to watch this.
All right.
Let's see. What's it called? Yes. You got Disney Plus and Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Hellboy the Crooked Man?
I have not.
Watch it.
Okay.
There you go. There's both your recommendations this week, and it's considered horror. It's more considered horror than out of all. I think 4, because that's the 4th Hellboy, but second reboot.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to give you a folk horror to watch.
Ooh.
It is The Severed Son.
Oh, okay.
It's on the AMC Plus app. I think it's Shudder. It's that whole app there. So that'll be your horror movie, and then since you want to lean in, I know you wanted to lean into more. I know you like cop thrillers and action movies and stuff. It's not streaming anywhere anymore. Damn it. I won't give that one to you. I won't give that one to you.
I think I know you're gonna give me.
What?
You gonna give me Training Day, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, I knew it.
Well, fine. I will give you another one. I will give you American Gangster from 2007. Okay. Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe. Tons of good actors in there. It has the Chiwetel Ejiofor in there as well, along with Josh Brolin.
Directed by Ridley Scott.
Yep, tons of people. So that one's available on Prime.
Okay. And where's the streaming
on? Prime Video.
Okay.
And then the other one is AMC Plus.
So everything's on Prime.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And of course, for Doom Part 2 is streaming on HBO Max.
Yeah. and then Hulu and Disney for the other one, Hellboy.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're gonna get on out of here again. We thank you guys for tuning in for another week. We're should I tease the next week's episode?
Let's hold off right now just in case.
All right. We got some stuff in the works, so just hit that bell notification. You will get notified when we post anything on this channel. Like it, subscribe, bell notification on YouTube, Spotify. Give us that 5-star rating, as well as Apple. All of our socials will be down low in the description. Follow us, keep up to date with all of our horror content. And as always, we love you guys. We thank you for being here. And for Dakota and myself, we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.